she did help out. The wife did help out.
Okay.
She drove. So it's a 12-hour trip down and back. So 24 hours worth of driving. She drove like 2 hours, maybe 3. So that's enough. I can make it the rest of the time. And like I said, we stopped in Atlanta to see my dad for a day and stopped in Columbus to see my mom for a day. So it was all good, man. Did I miss anything? I missed a whole bunch. I sat down to watch Titans Patriots and was like, wait, who's this random guy on the sideline for the Titans they keep going to? It was like, wait, did they fire Callahan while I was gone? Yes. I unplugged from everything.
Surprise.
If it wasn't happening, I promise you, if it wasn't happening right in front of me, I had no clue what was going on.
That's a really beautiful
It was great.
vacation. I think the best vacation is amplified by something happens, like a coach gets fired, big injury news happens, a big loss happens, and you're like, I have no clue.
Yeah.
Teach me. I can't wait to give you a depressing lesson.
And what?
In Memphis sports weekend-dom.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I'll tell you about it.
Okay. I know the Tigers played UAB.
I'll tell you about it.
I did somehow see UAB had fired Dilfer. And so when I made my picks for odds couple, I said I had to send my picks in for the odds couple. When I made my odds couple picks, I did pick Memphis. I think they were like a 20.5 point favorite. I did pick them. I hadn't had a chance to go back and look at the college football landscape from the weekend. I did pick them, though, because Memphis was riding like a 16-game covering streak or something like that. And UAB is down their head coach. And UAB is just a bad football program. I can't wait to see how bad the Tigers won by. I looked that
they're
up.
21.5 point favorites. So
20,
it had to be
when
big,
I got
right?
them, it was 20.5.
Yeah, 21.5. 3 touchdowns.
That's how much they won by?
Sure.
All right.
Close your
Go
eyes.
Tigers, go then. The Grizzlies. I have decided also.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take 2 weeks of vacation every year.
During the
preseason and summer league. I missed all of it.
It's perfect for you. What's up, everybody? It is Monday, October 20th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. What a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad weekend for Memphis sports. The NBA season starts this week, and we're talking about injuries. Grizzlies injuries. The latest on Scottie Pippen Jr., Ty Jerome, what it all means. Hey, if I can't interest you in Grizzlies injuries, perhaps I can interest you in a brutal loss for Memphis football. 3 touchdown favorites to UAB, and instead the Bones are in Birmingham. Yeah, I'll catch CJ up on all that he missed. We'll discuss the football weekend in a dozen plays. We had coaches fired, presumed coaches fired in the future, a new Heisman contender, and the best game of the NFL season so far. Gary Parrish will join us about 40 minutes in. CJ will share some of his vacation stories, which will maybe be the only optimistic point of today's show. It is a Monday. You know what we say. I finally saw one battle after another, and it was awesome. It was so good.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Playing in front of these fans is going to be the best feeling in the world. I'm super excited to play in front of them.
Let's go, let's go.
They give us a lot of energy, show us a lot of love.
You know, I always say get tickets, but there are 6 men and we need them more than ever.
We're proud of it. Different energies, Memphis energy.
I love playing in front of the Memphis fans. They're rowdy, they're loud.
We all are one. We all are Memphis.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Just walking through FedEx Forum, what's that been like for you?
To be back here knowing that this is going to help St. Jude, it's going to recognize Fred Smith.
Yeah.
Come on now, what he did as an individual. It's going to highlight the city and that what this great place is. There's not many cities like Memphis.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The countdown to the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season is on, and our 10-game packs are the ticket to your ultimate fan experience. Whether you want to see the big names or just cheer on your team on the weekend, you can save money on a ticket pack that fits you. Choose from 4 different pack varieties or stack multiple packs to make sure you don't miss any marquee matchup or electric atmosphere this season. Visit Grizzlies.com packs to get your ticket pack today.
The second annual Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic is on Monday, October 27th at FedEx Forum. Don't miss Memphis women's basketball as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, or the long-awaited return of former Memphis head coach John Calipari when his Arkansas Razorbacks face the University of Memphis Tigers in charity exhibitions to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or you can get them at the FedEx Forum box office.
For the sunshine, gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, have it my way. I deserve this healing. This is my
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What is up? What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. We'll make it a happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great weekend outside of the Memphis sports happenings. Everybody, welcome back, CJ. CJ's back from his 7-day suspension. He survived. He's back.
It finally caught up with me.
It finally got
It finally got me. Oh, my gosh.
He'll tell us where he really was later on in the show. It'll be a little treat at the end of this thing. He called me yesterday and was like, what did I miss? And I said, well, everything is falling apart and everything's terrible. So welcome back. So happy to have you here. CJ, I wish I had better news to give you upon your return, but there have been better weekends in Memphis sports history. There have been more fun weekends, and we could really spin the wheel of death here this morning, and we could either land on Grizzlies are back in injury hell, or Tigers lose as 3-touchdown favorite to UAB, or we can even throw in Tigers don't even have to worry about hosting College Game Day because it's going to Nashville, but they wouldn't have even had a chance for it to go to Memphis because, again, the Tigers lost as 3-touchdown favorites to UAB. So we have a lot to dive into on this fun-filled Monday morning. It is Grizzlies game week. The NBA season starts tomorrow. The Grizzlies season starts on Wednesday, so I guess we will start there, and we will start in an all too familiar place, a place Grizzlies fans know all too well. 10-minute version, 20-minute version, 3-year version at this point. It is the doctor's office because we have new medical lingo to learn coming out of this weekend. We got this fun-filled message from Grizzlies PR on Saturday, and I would like everybody to repeat after me. Sesamoidectomy. 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 That is the word that is spelled Sesamoidectomy. And you don't really need to know how to pronounce it. You just need to know that it's a procedure that Scottie Pippen Jr. needs. And that procedure will keep him out for quite some time. I regrettably watched a video of this procedure this morning. One of them exists on YouTube. I was just trying to learn how to pronounce the word, and next thing I knew, I was watching a doctor take a scalpel to the bottom of someone's foot and cut open the foot plate underneath the big toe and start scooping stuff out, and then I quickly exited the video. But TLDR, it's a procedure that removes bones under the big toe, and the GRIZZ PR update did not give a timetable to return for Scottie Pippen Jr., but Shams Charania, in his original tweet about it, said 12 weeks for Pippen. Then Jeff Stotts, who is an injury analyst on Twitter/X, he shared a 2020 study from the American Journal of Sports Medicine where athletes who underwent this procedure had, good news, a high return to play. Bad news, average time lost was about 4.62 months. 4.62 months. That's February, right? That's mid-February. That could be late February. Oh, no. That is also the average return table of this kind of an injury, which absolutely stinks. It's made worse by something we saw on Friday night in the Grizzlies' final preseason game against the Miami Heat. Good news, the Grizzlies won a preseason game. Bad news, we saw Ty Jerome get hurt. Ty Jerome. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, so I'm going from Scottie Pippen Jr. to Ty Jerome. Was there a position group that you felt particularly more confident than others going into this Grizzlies season?
That one.
Yeah, same.
So, okay. Jaren came back, though, right?
Yeah, that's days ago.
Okay,
but
so
good news.
I
tidings.
think I was in either Epcot or Hollywood, and Mickey Mouse comes up to me. He's like, Jessica Benson show? I was like, yeah, Mickey.
That's
yes.
Incredible.
It's like,
and that's like the real Mickey. That's not the cracked out Times Square Mickey.
And then he said, Jaren's back. And then he just walked off. I was like, what?
And you're like, this is the happiest place on earth.
Like, great, Jaren's back now. So, okay, they don't have, is Ja back?
We hope. Because otherwise, who's going to be starting point guard on opening night? Listen, here's the thing with Ty Jerome. We don't know what happened to Ty Jerome. We saw him get hurt in the game. He left fairly early in the first quarter. If you go back and watch the injury transpire, you see that he drove to the middle of the lane, put up a floater, gets fouled, falls to the ground, and he gets up very gingerly, was limping pretty heavily, but he stays in the game. He took the 2 free throws. He missed both of the free throws, which might have been a bad sign. The game continues. You're listening. The Heat broadcast is going on and on about how much of a bonus it is for the Grizzlies to not only have Ja Morant, but to have Ty Jerome, and how big it is to have 2 playmakers like that on the roster and throw in Ty Jerome's, outstanding 3-point range. And then next thing you know, you're watching, I think it was Andrew Wiggins, drive at Ty Jerome, and Ty Jerome is then holding his calf, and then it's in slow motion. He is on the ground, he is crawling, timeout called, and we don't see Ty Jerome again. And we haven't gotten an update on Ty Jerome. Do you tend to believe no update is good news, no update is bad news, or no update is terrible news as it would pertain to an injury you did not see happen?
And it happened on Friday.
On history. It happened on
Friday.
Friday. And we got another injury
on Saturday.
Piece of information on Saturday.
Reckless. Oh, it's been.
This is reckless.
I hadn't been reckless
territory.
in so long.
No.
Recklessly?
Yes, recklessly.
Reckless? Having no information?
Right. You just got back.
Awful news.
I'm not
I
about it.
feel like they're spacing this stuff out a bit. Whereas, okay, we got to tell them about Scottie on Friday. We got to tell them Saturday about Scottie. We know what's up with Jerome. If it was good news, they right off the top. The Scottie stuff would drop on Saturday, and right after that, they say, but Jerome is fine. Mm-hmm. Somebody would say something like, Ty Jerome is good. Recklessly speculative. Just reckless as hell.
That's how I would approach it.
That's what they would.
I'd take a megaphone out and be like, don't fear, or announce that news right after the Scottie Pippen Jr. Saturday dump to insinuate good tidings with bad tidings.
Or Sunday.
My mom's always
like,
do you want the good news or the bad news first? And I'm like, give me the bad news first. And then if you can slide the good news in right after, it almost erases the bad news.
They're trying to, they want some, here's my just reckless. I have no connection to any of these people, by the way. I have no clue what's going on over there in their heads. Recklessly, Scottie Pippen on Saturday, Ja's going to be good to go for the first game of the night, like expect of the season. Expect that news to come at some point in time early this week, and then not too long after that, be like, oh, by the way, Todd Jerome is going to be out for a period of time.
Point.
Right? Like that, they want something good in there.
Well,
like
1, 2, 3.
Like a Oreo of roughness. Outside bad, inside job, right? Like bad news, Job's a white cream filling.
You can't call it an Oreo because the cookie's the best part of the Oreo. But I see where you're going.
Well, for some people it is. Everybody's different.
That's true.
I like the filling a little bit more than I like the cookie.
No, I like the cookie a little bit more. I prefer
like that's
it's
just
a personal preference.
It's just a regular ass cookie.
You want to know what I don't like? That we're talking about this amount of injuries going into a Grizzlies season that starts on Wednesday. Realistically speaking, not realistically, again, it's all speculation with Ty Jerome. A lot of people were worried immediately about the horrible A word, the Achilles. And as the Achilles expert on this show, looking back on it, I don't think that's what it was. Don't ask me. I'm not a doctor. I just tore my Achilles once upon a time. Guess what? I've been supposed to have this toe surgery that Scottie Pippen Jr. is having for like 2 years, and I just keep punting on it because I don't want to do it. But I think I should get it now so that I can be a part of the Grizzlies medical ongoing drama throughout this early portion of the season. What I do know, though, for anything calf related, and all I could see with my eyes was Ty Jerome holding his calf, they treat those really seriously because you don't want to push someone to come back early from a calf strain and it ultimately result in an Achilles injury. We have seen it happen time and time again. So we will sit and wait as patiently as possible for that Ty Jerome GRIZZ PR update. Shout out GRIZZ PR, a main character forever and always in the Grizzlies situation. Yes, CJ,
I'm trying to think of other good news that could come because there's
job being available for
job
opening
being
night.
available opening night, but maybe somebody is ahead of schedule. Like maybe that might come.
We already got the Jaren's ahead of schedule.
Jaren is playing.
Like that should be celebrated. There was question of if Jaren would be ready for opening night, and we've now seen him in 2 preseason games.
Credit to Anthony saying that when they did GRIZZ beat,
he called it.
I can't remember if it was on they did 2 of them with me. One was like a mock show to make sure everybody was comfortable, and then one was a real show. I can't remember which one was which, but Anthony Sane said he thinks one of his bold predictions for the preseason or going into the season was Jaren will be ready to go, and he was spot on about that. Maybe Edie is ahead of schedule, or Clark is ahead of schedule. Like somebody's going to be we're not going to get the Ty Jerome stuff until we get
that would be great because so far we have Pippen, Edie, Clark, all definitively injured to start the year. I mean, I swear, like a healthy Grizzlies season is such a reverie at this point. Like it is a beautiful daydream that I'm not sure we will ever see come to actualization. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. It just consistently, you have to believe what you see. And we see this over and over. I saw so many Grizzlies fans, like the stages of grief. They've just bypassed the denial and bargaining. Like you can't deny, you can't bargain anymore. It goes straight to anger, depression, acceptance. I have seen some crazy theories, CJ. Like this is when you know that this has happened far too often. I saw somebody on one of the social platforms bring up maybe Memphis as a city is more pro-inflammatory than other sports cities, thus more susceptible to injuries, be it pollen count or humidity or local food or different industry plants. Like, why are there so many foot injuries that happen here? Foot and ankle injuries? I was like, oh wow, we've reached desperate points if we're getting to environmental factors that could make injuries bigger for the Grizzlies. I know people constantly think there was some skull with the pyramid, some old wives' tale or old conspiracy involvement there. Anyway, if you want a positive, Javon Small looked great in the last 2 preseason games. You missed that, CJ. Not a lot of good from this Grizzlies preseason, but you want to know who was good? Javon Small. And that's really promising because I don't know if you missed the whole last 20 minutes of the show, but no Scottie Pippen Jr., no Ty Jerome. You might need somebody who can play on the ball. And Javon Small looked good. Not just good, like incredibly confident. He was 9 of 11 from 3 in those last 2 games. He had, how many assists did he have? 13 assists in those 2 games, 4 turnovers against Charlotte, but then none against Miami. And you saw him play with more of the starters. And there was a level of stability, because that was one of the biggest things about Ty Jerome through the preseason and the understanding of adding a veteran like him, just stability, like being able to run the offense, being able to both run the offense as a true backup point guard and also play alongside Ja Morant. And we saw so much of that from Scottie Pippen Jr. last year, too. And Javon Small, step right up. He's on a two-way. That 50-game limit can come at you real fast, and they'll have to figure out what to do because the Grizzlies roster is full. So in order to promote him, it would require waiving someone.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we're already at that. We're talking hardship exemptions.
Oh, my goodness.
I think if Ty Jerome is hurt long-term, the Grizzlies should be eligible for a hardship waiver. It's October 20th.
Oh, my goodness. What did I miss? How do I come back and this is what is going on?
Does anyone have Yuki's number?
What did you people do to the Grizzlies while I was gone?
I did nothing to the Grizzlies.
I feel like a parent who left the house and said, hey, you children, no, don't do anything crazy when I get back. I expect all of my stuff to be here and not broken. And I come back and you people broke everything. You fixed the Jaren, though. So I come back and the Jaren door is fixed, but now like the Jerome and now the Scottie Pippen Jr. door, both of those are broke. Like, what type of party did you people have while I was gone? How did all of this stuff end up broken? My house is a mess, Jessica.
Who's the pop culture meme of the guy walking in with the pizza box and the place is on fire?
That's Donald Glover. Hold on, wait. It's going to come to Community. Donald Glover in Community. That's exactly what happened. I leave to go get the pizza, and I come back.
Everything's on fire.
Nothing was on fire when I left. When I come back,
now.
You guys have set the damn apartment on fire.
Well, if that's not enough of a fire for you, let's take a break. And then we'll come back and we'll get into what happened with Memphis football this weekend.
Wait. Did y'all break the show?
Oh, yeah, we didn't have a show. I mean, we recorded a show and then put it up later. You left and everything went to hell in a handbasket, as they say.
Oh, my gosh.
Welcome back.
I would think with the National Guard here, they would have helped some. Damn.
No. They were walking the river. It was a beautiful weekend until it got real stormy Saturday. Yeah, I saw them frolicking over the weekend. I was like, oh, that's nice. Enjoy our beautiful riverfront. It was a wonderful weekend to be out on the river. We will take a break. We'll come back. Memphis football, also a disaster. Not sure what's worse. You know what? I think it might be Memphis football. We'll get into their loss to UAB after a quick break. Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Is it weird that you're going to be like one of the elder statesmen on that team?
The kids think I'm older than I am. They think I'm like 30, and I'm like 24. So it's humbling. It's not great when you have a kid that just got here and they don't believe when you tell them you're 24. But I guess it helps because maybe they respect you more. I don't know.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Jeff Dunham. You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other?
Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Welcome back. If Grizzlies injuries didn't put you in a cranky mood this weekend, Memphis football sure did. As we do every Monday, we will break down the football weekend in a dozen plays, 6 from college, 6 from the NFL. We start with college. We start with the Memphis Tigers, and I am so sorry that you have to see this again, because at first, it felt like we were witnessing a bit of a miracle. Memphis down 7 to UAB, 1:13 left, backup, A.J. Hill in, handed it off to DeRosiers.
There we go!
And he appears to go 46 yards to the end zone. I see the touchdown sign. I'm amped. I'm watching this at a wedding. I'm telling the whole table, Memphis has tied it. They have a chance. Only upon further review, he was down just short. But that's okay. Cool. No problem. First and goal from the 1. Plenty of time. That should mean easy points for Memphis, playing as a team that was a 3-touchdown favorite, 21.5-point favorite against UAB. First and goal from the 1, methinks they should have a pretty good. I'm already in my head thinking, does he go for 2? Go for 2 in the win? Put it on him? No. Instead, Memphis proceeds to have 2 false starts. They had a delay of game penalty. What? They had 3 incompletions. And that is how you lose a game. 2 false starts.
Hold on.
1, 2.
First and goal from the 1.
Yeah.
2 false starts.
Yeah.
So first and goal from now the 11.
I think there was an incompletion between.
Okay.
And now I can't remember the exact ordering of it. But in totality, 2 false starts, a delay of game penalty,
and a delay of game.
Yeah.
So you're at the 1, and you go back 15 yards on basic stuff.
Yeah.
That's not great.
That's how you lose.
I didn't know that's how they lost.
I mean, you were already down. Times were
that's
bad.
how you lost. That's how you lost.
Well, you also lost because you gave up 470 yards
That's
of total
also-
offense
that's
to
how- that's
UAB
also how
playing
you
with a
lose.
backup quarterback and an interim head coach. And that interim head coach being Alex Mortensen, son of Chris Mortensen. So then I had to get up on Sunday morning.
That's fine. Wait
and
a
I turned
second.
on NFL Countdown because I wanted to see a feature they were doing on our dear friend Teresa Walker, which was wonderful on NFL Countdown, in case you missed it, with Mike Vrabel and Teresa Walker and the tradition of him giving her the first question when he was with the Titans. But then the NFL Countdown crew is talking about what a great win it was for Alex Mortensen, son of Chris Mortensen. And I'm like, why do I have to hear about this again? Because this was the second worst loss this college football season spread-wise. Both have come courtesy of interim head coaches. The first was the UCLA win over Penn State. And now Memphis, as a 21.5-point favorite, losing to UAB, and Alex Mortensen being the interim head coach, is the second worst loss of the college football season. And just in terms of where we were going into the weekend with Memphis football versus where we are coming out of it, definitively to me, this is the worst loss of the Ryan Silverfield era. I know a lot of people brought up that Houston game back in 2022 where they inexplicably blew a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter at home, and you were watching it thinking to yourself, there is no way I'm watching this happen. But in terms of stakes and what it meant for the season, and let me pause before someone inevitably out there says, they still control their own destiny. Okay, sure. But if you watch that team against UAB over the weekend and think, yeah, I have a whole lot of belief in their abilities against a South Florida team that they took care of business. They beat FAU handedly. They've beaten everyone handedly outside of the loss to Miami this season. And Miami had about a loss on Friday night. ACC is Georgia Tech's to lose. it was just so disappointing, just so devastating. And like Brendan Lewis gets hurt in the game and AJ Hill comes in, and that was a little stunning because we hadn't seen AJ Hill, and the question of are they going to burn his red shirt? He looked good. He almost led a comeback win for the Memphis Tigers. And, you know, he's the 4-star, highest-ranked quarterback prospect that they've had come into the program. And I guess if you're looking for positives to hang on to, it's the play of him, the future of him, figuring out how to hold on to him. We don't know if Brendan Lewis will be available next week, but what we do know is Memphis is now out of the AP Top 25. Memphis is out of the coaches poll. They didn't get a single vote in the AP Top 25. They got a sprinkle of votes in the coaches poll still. They're not hosting game day. They're not undefeated. They are technically still alive in the race for the American and a chance in the American title game. And as we move through this week and get further away from the crushing loss, we can talk about that. But I'm not talking about it today. Today I'm talking about a team that did nothing but disappoint on Saturday.
Okay. I didn't know they're updating me in the chat with what happened on that last drive. They get to the one, get delay a game, get back to the one, and then get another.
So the 2 delay games came right in a row.
No, they got to the one.
Yes.
Delay a game at the 6, run a play,
got it.
get to the one, and then go back because of a delay a game, which is, terrible. I will say I didn't expect to have to come in here and lift everybody's spirits, but here I am. I just went to the most magical, well, not most magical, that's in California. I went to the happiest place.
No, it's not the happiest place on earth. Disney World is.
Disney World is the happiest. No. California is the most magical. Disney World is the happiest. I'm pretty sure. I was just there. I talked to Mickey and Goofy.
Disney World is the most magical place on earth. Disneyland is the happiest place.
All right, so I was just at the most magical place on earth.
Magic back?
Here's some magic for you guys. If they were to lose a game this season, you kind of want it to be this one. It sucks. They were favorites, but like this game, winning out means you beat Navy, means you beat USF, means you beat the good teams in the American, which means when there's that tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker stipulation is, hey, did you guys play? Great. Who won? Because that's the one who moves on. So I understand that South Florida has some big wins. I haven't particularly been impressed with South Florida, and I can't imagine that South Florida is better than the Arkansas team you went out there and beat. So you're still good enough to go out there and win these games and get to the American Conference Championship game and to get to the CFP playoffs, right? Like I saw last season, I saw Ohio State limp their ass into the college football playoff after that debacle of a game against Michigan. I saw Notre Dame go out there and lose to Northern Illinois, second or third game of the season, and that's your championship game. I saw Clemson look like the 4th or 5th best team in that conference for large portions of that season, and you look up and Clemson is in the CFP. I saw all of that happen. You can have now a bad loss and still get what you want to get. I think most people are upset about not getting game day, but that's nobody's goal to start the season. Your goal to start the season isn't, hey, we want game day to come here. Forget the winning over the rivals. Forget a conference championship. Forget a playoff appearance. We want game day to come here. That's nobody's goal. Is it fun? Absolutely. Can that be a fun little goal a week or two out of your season? Sure. But the real goals, winning your conference, getting to the playoff, that's still in front of the Tigers, man. So until that's done, I'll reserve judgment on what they are.
Okay.
So.
I'll see how they look next week. Technically, you are absolutely right.
They have a chance
against. No, it is technical. If you beat South Florida and you beat Navy, you are in great position to be in the American Conference Championship game and to perhaps still have an opportunity at the college football playoff. Although you did have Boise State beat UNLV, and they are very much in position to once again win the Mountain West and go from there. James Madison continues to hang around as a potential.
The best group of conference is the American. So whoever wins the American is in.
I wouldn't say that definitively.
We saw Boise State get whooped, shellacked. Lost by damn near 30 by South Florida.
Week 1 of the season.
Right.
I also saw Alabama get shellacked by Florida State, and look what happens coming out of the first week.
If Florida State's not good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if Florida State was good and it came down to, hey, are we taking Florida State or are we taking Alabama, we would take Florida State. If it came down to, let's say Florida State remained good and this is all depending on what South Florida does the rest of the season. But let's say that in that analogy, Florida State remained good, but they did slip up and lose to whoever the good Georgia Tech, right? Like they got that loss to Georgia Tech and it came down to Georgia Tech or Alabama. We will point to and say, oh, Alabama lost to Florida State. Georgia Tech did beat Florida State. So that does matter some. All and everything else thrown in there as well, where you've got an American who's got, as a conference, got multiple wins against the power conferences. All I'm saying is, it's great that Boise State is doing whatever the hell they're doing. You brought up James Madison. When was the last time we had a Conference USA, a MAC school come through, or a Sun Belt school? I don't even know where they are. Are they Sun Belt? When the hell is the last time a Sun Belt school made it to one of the premier bowl games? All right, so
yeah,
I'm not
Liberty,
get
2
them out
years
of here.
ago.
Which one did they get to? I forgot they got to one. They got to one.
Yes,
All
with
right.
what was their quarterback's name? Malik?
Liberty needed the help of Jesus, though. That's why they got the God bump, all right? That's absolutely going to help.
Oh, I forgot about the God bump.
The God bump helps all the time.
Let me just deconstruct. I hear you. Positive CJ coming out of a vacation. Really weird thing for me to
I'm the most right person. What can I say?
Most right person, most magical person, you know, it all. Don't say it.
I have these damn meetings.
The bigger issue, CJ, is how Memphis looked against UAB and losing to UAB with a backup quarterback, a UAB team that was stinky. What a terrible referendum on Trent Dilfer. Like, fire Trent Dilfer and you too can have a magical turnaround of your season. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm not particularly inspired by what I saw from Memphis, and that leads into, I can't wait to see the spread for Saturday's game against South Florida. And you're right. I did want College Game Day to come to Memphis, and many others wanted College Game Day to come to Memphis. And instead, you want to know where College Game Day is going? Nashville. So it gets even worse based on where Game Day ends up situated this weekend. I think they should have gone to North Dakota State, South Dakota State. Does ESPN not care about anything except the SEC and the Big Ten anymore? No, they don't. And this is just another reminder of that, because they're going to Vanderbilt. And I cannot believe that Vanderbilt is hosting College Game Day in a ranked versus ranked game against Missouri.
When's the last time Vanderbilt was top 10?
Like the 40s.
That's why they're going to Vanderbilt.
Still the SEC. Well, now we claim Vanderbilt.
Yeah, now they claim Vanderbilt.
This is hard for me because I have been on the Vanderbilt bandwagon long before it was cool to be on the, could Vanderbilt be a competitive football team bandwagon, because of my belief and borderline obsession with Diego Pavia from New Mexico State. To then, we'll move into our other plays from the weekend. Seeing him hit the Heisman pose against LSU was a mind-blowing experience for me. A girl who just loved this little crazy quarterback from New Mexico State. And next thing you know, he's hitting the Heisman, he's doing the money Manziel sign, and he's leading Vanderbilt to a 31-21 win over LSU.
Is that?
I thought he did this.
I saw him do this. I didn't see him do this. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Johnny's been his mentor.
Doing a whole lot of stuff.
I mean, he showed up to the game in a shiesty mask.
Let's go.
Like, Diego Pavia shows up to the game in a shiesty mask, proceeds to put on 246 total yards and 3 touchdowns, including his 21-yard QB keep that put Vanderbilt up 31-21 in that third quarter. That's the play that he hit the Heisman pose on afterwards. And just watching Diego Pavia, he's so damn fun. And he is the epitome of a player who will go down as a college football legend. But now, not only is he in this ether of incredible college football players, he has put Vanderbilt in a position where they have a legitimate path to the college football playoff.
Ain't no way.
We are in different times in the college football season, and Vanderbilt is a part of the representation of how weird and chaotic this season is. You have Indiana, the number 2 ranked team in the country. You have Georgia Tech, the front runner in the ACC and ranked in the top 10. Arizona State pulled off the big upset on Texas Tech, and Vanderbilt beat LSU. And they have Diego Pavia, who's just an absolute gamer. Like, when he is in the game, it is impossible to not have that game be the main one on your TV. Like, you're flipping back and forth. It's a Saturday. You got your quad backs. You got whatever you've got going. But he will just take your eye based on the plays that he makes. And the entirety of that Vanderbilt team, it's not like it's some gimmicky Diego Pavia, like, kind of, not joke. That's not the word I'm looking for. But gimmick is the right one. Like, oh, they stole one against LSU. No, they dominated both lines of scrimmage against LSU. That Vanderbilt team is built to contend in the SEC, and getting that win over the weekend was huge. Obviously, they have the loss to Alabama from earlier in the season, but they are now hosting game day. They host number 16 Missouri. They'll go to Texas after that. They have Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And imagine a world where Vanderbilt is playing Tennessee in the last game of the regular season with a spot in the SEC championship game on the line.
Incredible. 1. 2, assuming everybody remains relatively the same. Everything remains relatively the same. Vanderbilt loses 2 of those games. Missouri, Texas, Tennessee.
Auburn, Kentucky, Tennessee?
You're
saying those 3.
But you got to beat Auburn. You got to beat Kentucky.
Gotcha.
But of those 3, they lose 2 of those. They're sitting there at 9-3. That's a playoff team. That team is in the playoffs.
We're talking about the
playoffs?
Vanderbilt in the playoffs? What was your first play that you sent from the weekend?
Throw it up there, Jacob. I think I sent from the college football weekend. What was my
I think
first
your
one?
first is Napier
Was it?
getting fired.
Oh, gosh.
Well, Napier getting a win, getting booed, and then getting fired.
Let's hear Bill Napier, the reaction to the fans. You guys hear all those boos?
Yeah, he must have just lost a game.
They
He must
wanted
have just
that
lost a
man
big game.
gone on Saturday. After that win against Mississippi State, not the best team in the SEC. I'm not sure if I want to say bad team, but they're certainly not good. They've
already beat their win total. They're having a fine season.
They're having a good season. For them. They're either average or slightly below average. That was the reaction. Billy Napier walking off the field. I was like, oh, they got to be about to fire this dude.
And sure enough,
they let him
they
go.
absolutely did.
They fired him.
And now you have people having the fun breakdowns of why Lane Kiffin wouldn't leave Ole Miss for Florida in 2025. The number of head coaching vacancies, we have a problem. Because when you have enough vacancies, who is going to get all of these jobs?
Somebody
is going, I forget who brought it up. Someone is going to get a job that they are not yet prepared to have, and the cycle is going to start over again because that coach is going to be put in a position where they're not ready to coach that level of a team with that level of a fan base and the toxicity of a fan base behind it. And then they'll get fired, and then we'll start again, and they'll be paying endless amounts of money. And maybe the athletic department this time will not provide such massive buyout opportunities for said coach. But at the end of the day, I found myself on Sunday like a little jealous because Napier got fired, and I never root for someone's firing, and he had all the 9 lives of a cat holding on for dear life. But the rumor mill started swirling of Norvell, who you have a play from the Stanford Cal game.
Who about to get fired.
Speaking of plays, because you could have even said in that Memphis game, maybe he made it into the end zone.
Yeah.
But if you're losing a game on a review at that point, you should not have been in the position to lose the game in the first place. And that was the case for Florida State against Stanford late on Saturday night. Because looking back on it,
not 9 straight conference losses?
Yes. 9 straight ACC losses.
All the goodwill that Norvell built with that Alabama win is gone. And gone with a capital Gone. And I fear that he'll be gone, capital Gone, real soon.
All the rumors were swirling that it was going to happen yesterday. Yeah. He has a massive buyout as well, especially it goes down not significantly in the millions range, but it goes down a pretty penny if he makes it through the end of the season. But apparently the Florida State donors and people were meeting yesterday and trying to raise the proper funds to make it happen. And it's just crazy to think of that image of him when Florida State got left out of the playoff, the year that they should have absolutely been in the playoff, and how it has all transpired since then. It has tumbled rather quickly.
That's how quick a season and a half.
Another Norvell got fired. Jay Norvell at Colorado State. I saw a big thing. Norvell fired. I was like, oh my God, Florida State did it. And I was like, oh, it's the other Norvell.
You remember when the people wanted me to be excited about a Colorado State matchup?
God, that feels like forever ago.
Gosh.
Fickle's close to getting fired. Hugh Freeze on the hot seat this weekend. I was just upset that Lincoln Riley wasn't a part of the conversation because I used the words, please tarmac this man, as I watched USC Notre Dame on Saturday evening, specifically when Lincoln Riley decided to run a trick play in the rain when USC still had a chance against Notre Dame. This was my third play of the college football weekend. Selfishly, I'm picking my team because this was the play that made me the angriest, and it was a little reverse to Mekhi Lemon, who was excellent in this game, except for this play where he fumbled it, and Notre Dame recovered. At that point, USC's down 3, and they very much still had a chance because Notre Dame kept shooting themselves in the foot over and over. They missed an extra point. They missed a field goal. They dropped a pass in the red zone. But no, USC couldn't capitalize, and Lincoln Riley proceeds to call that play. And even Snoop Dogg went to his notes app and he posted on Instagram, who calls a reverse pass to a non-quarterback in the rain? Damn, coach, what are you smoking? And that's how all of us felt. Damn, coach, what are you smoking? And then Lincoln himself called it a stupid play after the game, and I said, leave him on the tarmac. Don't bring this man back. He is 0-6 on the road against top 25 teams at USC. Clay Helton has a better record through the first 45 games at USC than Lincoln Riley does. Put that for perspective. I'm sick of that.
Last football game from the college sphere. Third Saturday in October, I made it to Atlanta. We left Orlando, went to Atlanta, made it just in time to watch that game, Tennessee and Alabama, and it all turned on this play. Right, the safety wasn't great, but it's like, okay, you still got a shot. And then this, what are you doing? What are you doing? And the thing that makes me frustrated about this play is the decision to run this play.
Yes.
From a coaching standpoint. What Heupel did on first down, for those of you who don't remember, it was first down from there, wherever there was, like the 2-yard line or whatever. Less than 20 seconds left in the half. You only had one timeout. And they run the most basic of basic dive plays right up the middle. It's like, okay, you called that timeout. Now you've got to throw. Everybody knows you've got to throw at these next 3 downs. So the play action doesn't have the same sort of oomph to it because they know if you hand it off and they stop you, that's it. They go into halftime. You could run that play first down and then try and run the dive and then call the timeout. You took a play away from yourself. And then you throw on top of that the decision that the quarterback made to throw that pass. Put that ball in the back of the end zone, into the corner, out of bounds. Give yourself another chance. Don't be late. He was late throwing it and get it intercepted and be too unathletic to run down the field and make the tackle. That's what decided that game right there. I think Heupel has made 2 pretty big, for me, glaring mistakes this season. The Georgia game, when he got in the field goal range and decided, all right, we're close enough. We don't need to try and get any closer. And then that one right there ended up costing them 2 games.
Did you see the Tennessee booth after that? The reaction photo? Just all of their faces are it was a classic.
The coordinator booth?
Yeah. Georgia came back, beat Ole Miss, so Georgia elevates. The SEC continues to be a jumble, but all I see is Vanderbilt. And Alabama. Anchor down. And Alabama continues to be solid. I don't even know what the anchor is. I need to learn at this point because they're going to game day.
I got people in my life who are Vanderbilt fans who I've never heard them talk so glowingly about their program. They're all screaming, anchor down, and somebody's like, my anchor's been down. I was like, whoa.
Oh.
All right.
What are you, a Delta Gamma? We'll take a quick break. Gary Parrish is going to join us. When we return, we'll go back to the weekend that was for Memphis. We'll ask him what the most disappointing thing in the city was this weekend. Was it the loss of Memphis football? Was it the continued injury battles of the Memphis Grizzlies? We'll also chat with him a little bit about baseball. Saw one of the greatest baseball performances, one of the greatest athletic performances of all time on Friday from Shohei Ohtani. We'll get all into that with GP after a quick break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Just walking through FedEx Forum, what's that been like for you?
To be back here knowing that this is going to help St. Jude, it's going to recognize Fred Smith. Yeah. Come on now, what he did as an individual. It's going to highlight the city and that what this great place is. There's not many cities like Memphis.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizz Nation, it's almost go time for the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season. There's no better way to tip off the season than the 3-game mini pack with 3 of the biggest matchups of the first 3 weeks of the season. Lock in your seats for opening night against the Pelicans, Halloween versus Luka, LeBron, and the Lakers, and Cooper Flagg's first trip to Memphis with the Mavericks. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs to secure your pack today.
The second annual Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic is on Monday, October 27th at FedEx Forum. Don't miss Memphis women's basketball as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, or the long-awaited return of former Memphis head coach John Calipari when his Arkansas Razorbacks face the University of Memphis Tigers in charity exhibitions to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or you can get them at the FedEx Forum box office.
Oh my goodness!
Look who it is.
Zach Edey.
Hey, look at it's like the cell phone bars, bro. Give us that shot again. Give us the shot. Give us the wide shot again. Zoom out on that shot again, bro.
We're the cell phone bar. We're the cell phone bar.
We here, baby.
I like it.
We here.
I like it.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. It is Monday. That means it's time to catch up with Gary Parrish, host of The Gary Parrish Show, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Grind City Media. He joins us every Monday. He's back from vacation.
Yep.
I got CJ back. I got you back.
Look, you got all your men back.
Gang's all here,
Yes.
so we can all talk about what a fun weekend it was.
Like the worst
for
almost.
Memphis. It was one of the worst.
Personally, for me, it was fine.
Okay,
Personally, for
congrats.
me, like on a personal
Cool.
level, no. I mean, personally, for me, like it was a fine weekend.
Mine actually wasn't great. I found myself a little under the weather.
I don't mean to mischaracterize.
Yeah.
Mine was not great.
Okay.
I'm not going to put it up there as a great weekend, but it was fine. But from a sports perspective for our city,
It was terrible.
like one of the worst. I mean, you get bad injury news connected to the Grizzlies, 2 spots, same position, more or less. And then the Tigers, that football program, I don't want to say ruined, but really messed up what could have been an all-time great Saturday over at Simmons Bank.
Okay, all very much messed up. It's
Messed up.
one of those things where it's comparing apples to oranges. I joked, like, what's worse? What was worse? The
Apples
Grizzlies
are worse than
injury
oranges. I
news?
prefer oranges.
I hate oranges. Oranges make me sick.
I like a good orange.
Oh, I hate the smell.
Orange juice or apple juice?
Apple juice. I don't have anything orange except for Starburst, an orange sherbet.
I love orange juice.
I hate orange juice. Orange juice makes me sick. I threw up orange juice in preschool, and I've never gotten over it. They made me drink it, and then I proceeded to yak on the sidewalk, and I've had a really horrible affliction to oranges and orange juice ever since.
Well, it mixes well with vodka, and it's great for breakfast. But I'm conflicted because on one hand, I spent a lot of my life hearing drink orange juice. It's great for you. Vitamin C is great for you.
Yeah, no, it's just sugar.
And then somebody else was like, bro, you're just putting tons of sugar into your body. You're going to be a fatty
That's how
your
I
whole
felt
life.
with apple juice. We were told apple juice was good for us. I grew up in the era of 100% real, 100% juice.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my mom wouldn't let us get juicy juice because she thought that was excess sugar.
Yeah.
But treetop apple juice, I was drinking every morning.
Yeah.
I had these 2 little cups, and I would have a cup of apple juice and a cup of skim milk for my bones, apple juice for my vitamin C,
wild.
and I'd have it like every morning.
That's quite.
And now I've learned it probably did absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, I think if you live long enough, you'd find out everything you thought was one thing ends up being
That's
the
upsetting.
other. Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's confusing, but yes, messed up the weekend.
Sure, and apples to oranges.
Yeah.
What's worse, a football loss that was arguably the worst of the Ryan Silverfield era. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
Me too.
I'm not a historian. I'll let historians handle this, but I think I could make an argument that worst loss in Memphis football history.
Oh, in history.
Given what it could have cost you.
Stakes.
Yeah, I mean, it could have cost you. Like, I can't. Here's what it undeniably cost you: a national ranking and buzz heading into what would have been the biggest game of this season to date and one of the biggest games of Ryan Silverfield's era to date. All right, so it absolutely cost you that. It could have also cost you game day. And you didn't just lose it to anywhere, but you lost it to Nashville. That's got to hurt a little bit.
And you lost the bones.
You lost the bones.
Greatest trophy in all of
that goes
college
in the
football.
undeniable category. And then you might have lost a place in the college football playoff. Like, it might have cost you that. We might be talking after the whatever and go, man, if they'd have just not lost as a 24-point favorite at kickoff to a school with no crowd, to a school with an interim coach, and to a school with a backup quarterback who had never played before. Yeah. You lost that game, and it cost you possibly a trip to the college football playoff and possibly college game day that instead theoretically went to Nashville. Like, you could argue, given what it cost you, maybe there's never been a more costly loss in Memphis football history.
But now, with it turning to the South Florida game, and there is an example fresh in my mind of a team that underperformed at some point to start the season in Arizona State.
Sure.
And they had a tremendous win over Texas Tech at home, sold out stadium. Crowd was great. They had just lost the week before pretty damningly, and they come back and they get a huge upset and are back in a place of relevancy. Probably not going to win the Big 12, but it was a moment. Right?
Sure.
That was one of the best scenes of the weekend, came at that Arizona State game. And if you're Memphis, that game is at 11 a.m. next week. There's a Grizzlies game that night. And we'll get to the Grizzlies and where they fall in the horribleness of it all. But you do have a chance to come back and beat a South Florida team that now is absolutely in the driver's seat of best non-power representative in the college football playoff, and you can create a moment.
Yes.
I think the issue is you didn't see a lot against UAB that would encourage you, and the status of Brendan Lewis remains unknown, and what you ultimately are doing with A.J. Hill. But if Brendan Lewis is healthy, Silverfield said that'll be your quarterback, but is he hampered? What's his abilities at that point? But are you inclined to believe that Memphis can beat South Florida? And I think that's where maybe there's a fracturing of the fan base coming out of the weekend, because some see it as like my very positive co-host producer CJ over here, as just a potential blip in a long schedule where Memphis still has a path forward. Or you look at that loss to UAB and think, ooh, that doesn't look like a team that can play against South Florida.
I can see all of that stuff.
Yes.
I could, of course, let's just take your first question first. Can they beat South Florida?
Sure.
Of course they can. It's what are you talking about?
It's the weirdest college football season we've had in a minute. Anything can happen.
You know what's more reasonable than them losing to UAB? Beating South Florida.
Yes.
Yes. Like, what do we like?
Mathematically and statistically more probable.
Not even close. So, yes, they can beat South Florida. And they can undo some of this damage by beating South Florida this weekend. It's a win over a ranked opponent. You know, it's not like this is a program that's got a million of those throughout history, so that's a big deal still. And then you get back to being a part of that conversation. But none of what will happen Saturday after that ball's kicked off will have anything to do with everything that could have happened in advance of that ball being kicked off. Yeah. The vibes are different. The feeling is different. The stadium will look different. Everything about it's going to be different because of what they did on Saturday. And what they did on Saturday was, like, embarrassing. Like, that's just not showing up. That's just... I know Ryan got caught in a conversation about trap games, and he said, I don't even know what they are, but that was it.
Yes.
That was that.
If you would like a textbook definition of what a trap game is, that is the one.
You just participated in one. If you don't know what it is, you know now, because you You're the face of it. You got caught in a trap game and got beat by a bad football team in a bad situation.
Well, and we saw another team get in what at the time we called a trap game in Penn State's loss to UCLA a few weeks ago. And then that turned into a 3-game losing streak. And next thing I know,
boom.
James Franklin is on College Game Day doing his interview for his next college football job, which, to be fair, I thought he did a great job. I was like, I'd hire James Franklin.
I would hire James Franklin too.
I was like, USC. Can you move on from Lincoln Riley and hire James Franklin? Thank you.
It is wild to me how quickly these things can twist up and get flipped around. Like, it seems like 2-3 years ago, the Kentucky football coach was talking wild to John Calipari, like really
We're
emboldened.
a football school now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's in trouble.
And John Calipari's not at Kentucky.
Right. You know, the thing at South Carolina has flipped now. And James Franklin, I mean, that guy's coaching in a playoff last year, preseason top 5 team, in an overtime game against Oregon while undefeated in the moment, and then boom, it's just over very quickly. And the James Franklin thing should be not a reminder, because I don't think we have to be reminded of these things, but these careers can get turned upside down very, very quickly. And the sport is filled with stories of coaches who won a lot, but not enough.
And not the right wins.
That's right.
It all comes down to you could win 100 games, but if you win or if you lose the wrong matchup 5 times, you have 100 wins. You've lost the wrong game 5 times, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State's a great example of that with John Cooper, I guess it was a long time. Like, he could beat everybody, but he couldn't beat them. And that eventually, like, if you can't do this thing, then we don't care about the other stuff.
What a good example, Gary. That makes me so happy.
And James Franklin got caught there at Penn State. I mean, undeniably, the guy's a really good football coach and an incredible program builder. There were numbers floating around, like in the past 5 years, he's got a higher winning percentage than all but boom and boom. It's like he's in the top 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. But they just decided there, we know what you can do, but we no longer believe you can get us where we want to go and where we think we belong. So it's time to make a change. I think they'll end up regretting that. I would always rather have the guy that's just going to get me in at bat every time, and eventually he's going to, he'll connect. That's the history of the NCAA tournament. Just keep getting in there with good teams. Then eventually you'll break through. I'd rather have the guy that I know is going to have me in position over and over again, and that's who James Franklin was. But they decided, we don't care how many times you step into the batter's box. We no longer believe you'll ever hit the ball. So we're going to make a change. I think they'll regret it. But if I was Ryan Silverfield, I would be very aware that they did it, because if there is a narrative connected to him now, that's it. All right, man, you have won a lot of games. And
his is not losing the big game.
It's just losing a random game that kills you.
It's losing the random,
Yeah, and I don't say this with any personal anything or any sort of animosity.
You're just saying it anecdotally.
I'm just saying it as like, this is a real thing you need to be thinking about. You have the best funded football program in your conference. You had a favorable schedule that set you up for this thing that you're trying to get to, that most of the projections had you set up to go to as recently as Saturday morning. And now you have, I say this, I don't like the way it sounds, but you screwed it up again. And you could end this season, and anything short of a conference championship is going to have people all off season and in next preseason saying, yeah, Memphis, I guess, should win the league again. They got the best roster and they spent the most money, but they never do it. They never do. They'll probably beat this team and that team and be ranked at some point, and then they'll do what they do. They'll lose to UAB or San Antonio or something like that. And that's a real problem that you don't want.
God forbid Charlotte.
You don't want that connected to you.
No, you do
not. That is kind of connected to him right now. Wins a lot of games.
Reputations happen, Gary.
Yes.
And the Grizzlies' reputation is one of misery and woe on the injury front. Watching the NBA media's reaction to the news on Scottie Pippen Jr. on Saturday was almost more interesting than the deconstruction of what it actually means for the Grizzlies, because they have gained a reputation of 3 years straight this team has been hampered by injuries. And I know some have pointed out you could go all the way back to grit and grind and Mike Conley's broken face, but like specifically with this iteration of the Grizzlies, we have existed in a realm of I think they could be pretty good if they stay healthy, but everything depends on health. And now we are 2 days away, 2 sleeps away from the season, and you have Scottie Pippen Jr. injured. You have an unknown status on Ty Jerome. What time do you think we get the GRIZZ PR update on Ty Jerome? Do we get it today?
I don't understand what would be the delay. I mean, like,
Maybe there is none.
I mean, by now.
What if they? What if there's no? What if we're just making something out of nothing?
Well, I don't work in PR, but if I did, my advice would be: if you have good news to share with your beat down fan base, share it with them.
We were saying we should get the John Morant good to go for opening night, followed immediately by Ty Jerome X amount of weeks.
I actually would do it backwards.
You would? Oh yeah, I'm a bad news before good news.
Yeah,
person,
I would do.
notoriously.
I would do. Ty Jerome is out for 4 weeks. And then be like, oh God, really? And then immediately come back with, but Ja's okay.
I'm with you.
And then you feel better about that.
That's like truly, that's been what I grew up on.
Yeah.
I was trained in if there's bad news, ask for the bad news first, followed by the good news.
Right.
And that's just a better.
There is like, again, I don't work in PR, but there is a strategy to this stuff.
Sure.
Absolutely. And so that would be my unsolicited advice, and I'm sure also unwanted advice. If you have good news to share about Ty Jerome or John Morant or God, anything, you should share it because this fan base is.
These shirts, that's my good news. The first fans at the game on Wednesday get these really cool, good hippie shirts. I'm a big fan of them.
Yes.
I wore it today so I could remind people if you come to the game on Wednesday and you're one of the first, I think, 5,000 fans, you get one of these shirts. That's good news.
That is good news.
Yeah.
But back to your point about the national media, how they reacted to it.
You mean you don't want to talk about T-shirts as we're getting ready for
it's
season?
It's a nice T-shirt.
Shirt.
It's a nice T-shirt. I hope to get one.
Yeah. I hope you do too.
Like when you see Chris Mannix immediately react with Grizzlies already in midseason form, like Chris Mannix covers the NBA, he lives in Boston, he's not here. But that's his perception of here now. And that is a reminder that this isn't just something we've conjured up.
Yes.
This is people around the NBA notice this and are aware of this, and it stinks. I keep saying it's nobody's fault. I don't know who to be mad at, and I guess that's still true, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. I mean, you go through what you went through 2 seasons ago, and then last season, and then the season ends with John street clothes again, and it's like, but he's had a wonderful offseason. Then right before the first preseason game, he's got another thing, and then you're like, all right, but it doesn't sound like it's bad, and
ball handling depth seems to be a positive for this team.
And then suddenly Scottie Pippen's got a toe, and Ty Jerome's got a calf, and it's like, what? What? Like, how did this? What are we doing?
Well, and we forget that the Brandon Clark injury came
just added
on a whim in the midst of a long injury update on Jaren and on Zach Edey, and then it was, and by the way, Brandon Clark's out for the foreseeable future.
Got to get him some more anesthesia. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't know what enlightening thing I could say about it. I don't know that it's anybody's fault. Although with soft tissue stuff, I do think it's reasonable to start looking at that. Like, what is going? Why do we keep having calves and just any soft tissue thing? A toe injured in a basketball game, I don't know what to do about that. An ankle in a basketball practice, I don't know what to do about that. Like, I've been in enough basketball practice; those things can just happen. But the soft tissue stuff, I do like.
Sure.
Yeah, you could start to. What do we do? Find the franchise that doesn't have soft tissue issues or has them infrequently and see if they're doing something that we're not doing. And I know that's an oversimplification of everything, but at some point, I don't know. It's frustrating.
I hope we get the news that Ja is absolutely positively going to play on Wednesday. I hope everyone gets their T-shirt and Ja and Jaren, right? They're the two faces on the shirt. They are the faces on this billboard. At the end of the day, if those two are on the court, there is still some reason for optimism. I'm not going to sit here and gaslight a fan base who is reeling from another round of injuries, but those are the two most important players, and if they are playing on Wednesday night, if they are playing any night this season, you have a chance.
100%, but at some point, this depth stuff does.
It creeps in.
You go from, and now coming into the game as the top 3 vote getter for 6th man of the year. Nope. Okay, but it's like Scottie Pippen Jr., who's a No.
Second round pick, Javon
Small, second round pick out of West Virginia.
Real promising.
Yeah, but you don't. If you think you're a playoff team, you don't want to be relying on second round pick rookies.
You're already relying on a second year player who outplayed what anyone expected from him last year in Jalen Wells. Tough times.
Yes.
We'll see how it looks when we get to Wednesday officially. Before I let you go, Major League Baseball playoffs have been awesome. I was devastated for my Mariners last night as the Blue Jays forced a Game 7 with their win.
But it gives us a Game 7, which
does give us a Game 7, and baseball playoffs.
Like, I'm weird when it gets to this stuff
because
I want Seattle. I would like Seattle to get there.
Cool. Thanks for being part of the right side of history.
That's right. But I didn't want Seattle to win last night because I wanted a Game 7. So I wanted Toronto to win last night.
See, and
now
I want Seattle to win enough that I actually care, and the thought of a Game 7 makes me slightly nauseous.
I want a Game 7 more than I want any particular team.
Fair. Okay.
I just want a Game 7.
I just want anyone to beat the Dodgers, and they look pretty unbeatable right now, and they're already into the World Series, and I would be remiss if we had a show on this Monday and did not bring up Shohei Ohtani's performance on Friday night, which many are calling one of, if not the most impressive athletic feat that we've ever seen. I saw this lead from Chelsea Jane in the Washington Post that was really well written. And for people who missed it, she said, this is Beethoven at a piano. This is Shakespeare with a quill. This is Michael Jordan in the finals. This is Tiger Woods in Sunday Red. This is too good to be true with no reason to doubt it. This is the beginning of every baseball conversation and the end of the debate. Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player who has ever played the game and the most talented hitter and pitcher of an era with data and nutrition have made an everyman sport a game for superhumans. And Friday night, when he helped his Los Angeles Dodgers win the pennant with a 5-1 victory over the Milwaukee Brewers in Game 4 of the NLCS, was his Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience watching Shohei on Friday?
A blast. I mean, I'm a baseball fan, and I was able to recognize in real time this is something I will see for the rest of my life. What's happening right now in front of me is something my kids will see for the rest of their life. And because my boys were in there, and it was like we were watching a live baseball game, and something incredible was happening. It was like you're watching, when you're watching a Michael Jordan documentary, find the best game he's ever had. That's what you're watching right now live. And so we were able to appreciate that in real time. And then you're just blown away. Other people don't even try to do the things that he excels at. 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 0 earned runs, 3 for 3 at the plate, 3 home runs, including one that goes out of the stadium. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. We are watching, I don't think it's hyperbolic. We are watching the greatest baseball player who has ever lived, and one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen.
I hate that he plays for the Dodgers and all their money and all their success and all their inevitability right now, but I am able to pull him out of who he plays for and put him in that true mythological status as an athlete. I thought what that article, or the lead of that article, did such a good job of was this idea of we see great athletes all the time.
Sure.
I mean, just the feats that we see on a court, on a field, on a baseball diamond, whatever it may be, far exceed what I grew up with as a kid, what you grew up with as a kid. Like, every decade just seems to get wilder and wilder in what we see. And so when you have someone like a Shohei Ohtani, who truly feels out of this world, it hits. And it hits differently.
To me, the thing that's most interesting about him is the way other elite athletes react to him. Like, they are blown away by him. Mookie Betts is also one of the greatest baseball players who has ever lived. Yeah. And I saw the interview with him, I guess it was after the sweep, and he just said, we are the Bulls, and he is Michael Jordan. That's Mookie Betts saying that. Mookie Betts is like, that's the guy. Mookie Betts
he was the guy. Or he's a guy. A very important guy.
He'd be the guy anywhere else.
Yes.
Anywhere else. And he's like, but that's the, and then when he blasts the one that went like 470, and you see Freddie Freeman in the dugout.
The reactions are
they're just like, what are we watching? And these are the other, like, Freddie Freeman is a future Hall of Famer. Mookie Betts is a future Hall of Famer, and they are blown away by this guy. It reminds me, apples to oranges, to circle back to that. This is just always a story I remember in experiencing, going, okay, this is interesting. Duke wins a national title, whatever year they win it, with Kyle Singler and Nolan Smith. Both those guys came back to school for the subsequent year, and they were both preseason first-team All-Americans coming off a national championship. And I went to practice in the preseason to do something, whatever, and I remember talking to Kyle Singler and Nolan Smith, independent of each other, and they were both like, yeah, the freshman's our best player, Kyrie Irving. He's our, like, it's not even close. And I'm like, you're a senior preseason first-team All-American who just won a national championship. And they were like, yeah, but he's different. You'll see. And then, you see, he's just
You
different.
saw.
Whatever you think of Kyrie Irving, he's
Sure.
a different kind of basketball player, a unique talent. And hearing two first-team All-Americans talk about a guy like that, it reminds me of Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman talking about Shohei. Yeah, we're great, but
This is different.
This is a different thing altogether, and it was on full display Friday night in primetime.
Gary, enjoy your orange juice.
I'm
I'll
going
enjoy
to.
my apple juice.
All right.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do our NFL plays from the weekend, and CJ will share where he was last week, some of his travel highlights after a quick break.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
The Grizzlies tip off their 25th season in Memphis Wednesday, October 22nd at 7 o'clock against the New Orleans Pelicans. Presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners. Arrive early as the first 5,000 fans in attendance will receive a Grizzlies 25th anniversary t-shirt designed by Good Hippie. Get your tickets at grizzlies.com/tickets today. Grizz Nation, turn up at FedEx Forum as the Grizzlies tip off their 25th season in Memphis with a 3-game homestand. To celebrate, fans can take advantage of tickets for as low as $25 for the first 3 games of the season against the Pelicans, Heat, and Pacers. But you'll want to hustle as inventory is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/tickets today.
For 12 points. One leg. Okay. Little boy. Too little.
He might be on our team now. That's nasty.
You said you don't talk crazy.
That's nasty. You went too little.
Oh, we're pausing it. I was talking to you guys.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Just a ham. You're the other white meat. Ramsey, how can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other?
Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Welcome back. We continue our football weekend in a dozen plays. Time for the NFL, and I'll start with the game of the season because we got it yesterday. Yes.
Dirty Dozen is the new name of the segment.
Beautiful.
Dirty Dozen.
Count it.
Jacob, we're calling it the Dirty Dozen.
The weekend's Dirty Dozen.
Weekend football's Dirty Dozen. There we
Like
go.
it.
We'll find graphics and
Welcome
sound
back.
and stuff like that. Yeah. All right, go
Can
ahead.
it be Christina Aguilera's Dirty?
We can't use copyrighted
Can we
stuff.
tweak it enough where
Let me see.
people-
Let me
Okay,
play with
great.
it. Let me play with it.
Back to the game of the season, which involved the Denver Broncos overcoming a 19-point fourth quarter deficit to beat the New York Giants 33-32. What if I told you this game was 19-0 at the start of the fourth quarter, and there is Bo Nix going 18 yards on a QB keep to give the Broncos their first lead. Bo Nix went from looking like one of the worst quarterbacks in the National Football League to one of the best in the fourth quarter. The Broncos had 102 yards of offense in the first half, made it 305 in the second half as Nix ends up going 27 of 50 for 279 yards, 4 total touchdowns. It seemed like they were still going to lose. Like, Bo Nix runs it in for that score. The Giants go back and score again. Jackson Dart scores with like 37 seconds left, but they left too much time. You know what they say, don't leave too much time on the clock for Bo Nix, because he'll carve you up with perfect throws to Mims. He had one to Cortland Sutton that got them in field goal range. The Giants missed their extra point, and they had missed one earlier in the game too, but that put them in a position where they were only up 2 instead of 3, so a field goal for the Broncos would win it, and sure enough, Broncos get in field goal range. They make the kick. They complete what felt like a truly improbable comeback against the Giants. Their win probability fell as low as 0.7%. with like 7 minutes left in that game. It was very cool. It was on the Demaryius Thomas Ring of Fire game for the Broncos, and they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter.
They call it the Ring of Fire?
Was 33. Isn't it the Ring of Fire? Did I make that up? I've always called it the Ring of Fire.
I thought it was the Ring of Honor.
I've always called it the Ring of Fire. I think it's the Ring of Honor.
That Johnny Cash fell into the Ring of Fire, right? I fell into a burning ring of fire. And
so we both failed. It's Ring of Fame.
Oh, so theirs is the Ring of Fame.
It's just the Ring of Fame.
Usually it's...
So I had the F in my head.
A Ring of Honor or Honor
There's
Ring.
The Ring of Fame. Right. Anyway, it was the Demaryius Thomas Ring of Fame game. And, did you see the video of Demaryius Thomas's mom?
No, I missed
it. They, took the cloth off of the bust, and she immediately, went to touch his face. She's like, I just wanted to touch his face one more time.
Oh, no. I'm not going to watch that.
It was really sad.
There's no way I'm watching that.
Anyway, shout out to the Broncos, who remain wildly inconsistent. However, they got the win, and it was a hell of a game to watch. I had a blast watching that and watching Bo Nix make some really nice throws. He made some really terrible throws as well, so I'm not going to sit here and try to reshape the narrative on Bo Nix, but Broncos got the dub.
All right. Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, I'll start with...
Oh, gee, I wonder where else.
Let's start with Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Let's talk about him. How great he is. How rare you get to see this. That dude was running over, around, and through defenders throughout the course of that game last night, leading the 49ers team with Mac Jones as a quarterback, down a bunch of weapons, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, getting them the win. Now they sit there at 5-2, and it's like, okay, how the hell do you stop this? 170 yards on the ground, I think. An additional 70 yards, or 120-something yards on the ground, an additional 70 yards through the air. My man has damn near, if not more, than 200 yards of total offense, a handful of touchdowns as well, and he is everything for that offense. He is incredible. He is right now, if you said, CJ, who's the NFL MVP? Christian, CMC. Like, that's the dude right there. And we don't see running backs get this award because it's always given to the quarterbacks. But when Mac Jones or what's the other guy's name now? He hadn't played in so long.
Brock Purdy?
And Purdy are your quarterbacks, and you're still doing this, and defenses are keyed in to stop you. Like, you got to be recognized and honored for the great season that you're having. Christian McCaffrey at one point was averaging like 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, it was insane.
It's like, come on, man. There's no answer for this dude right here. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers, man.
My second play, Patrick Mahomes is out here running trick plays against the Raiders. The Chiefs might be back. The Chiefs might just be very good. Yet again. Chiefs had 4th and 1 at their 40 to start the second quarter, and they're lined up to go for it. Mahomes tries to draw the Raiders off sides with the typical, blue 80 set. Didn't work. So Mahomes said out loud, gets caught on the mic saying, this effing never works. This effing never works, man. And it was all a ploy to confuse the Raiders. And guess what? It worked. He even gave the little palms to the sky, looked at the sideline I don't know what you want me to do. How dare you? How dare you ask me to do this stupid thing where you try to bait him to go off sides? And then it works. So, Kareem Hunt, first down Chiefs. Mahomes credited his State Farm commercials for his acting abilities. So shout out State Farm for making Patrick Mahomes not just a magician on the football field, but also a capital A actor in that moment. It's less about the play itself. It's more that the Chiefs were in a position to run a fun trick play in a game against the Raiders in which they were absolutely dominating. They scored on their first 4 drives. They've now scored 28 points in 4 straight weeks. They get Rashee Rice back. It was their first defensive shutout since 2011. Chiefs had as many first downs as the Raiders had plays. The Chiefs are the Chiefs again. And that play was very indicative of just that.
At one point in time, Bill Cowher was known for running a lot of trick plays, running really innovative trick plays. He had a quarterback, Cordell Stewart, who could line up and play a whole bunch of different positions, quarterback, running back, receiver. They would use him as punter as well. And at one point, I can't remember which game or which year it was, but I remember this thinking, oh, that's a great play. Cordell is trying to get the ball. He's in shotgun. He's trying to snap it. And then he just gets frustrated. The clock is running down, the play clock. Everybody gets up on the defensive side like they're calling timeout. Cowher has a headset off and is yelling at Cordell. Cordell is yelling back at Cowher. He just stops all of a sudden. They snap the ball, get the first down, get like a big play out of it. It's like, oh, that was a good play. And that play right there reminded me some of that. That's just fun. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. My next play, this dude is a Titans coach now. He's out there running stadiums for some reason. Pre-game, is that his name?
Mike McCoy.
All right, shout out to Mike McCoy. Good luck. They got a thrashing, but
thought it was going to be different for the first 2 plays.
First 2 drives, they looked incredible. They looked not incredible. They looked competent.
I was going to say incredible, hyperbolic, competent,
they looked
fair.
competent. He's out there just jogging the stadium. He's got some of that Pete Carroll energy to him, and maybe that's what they need a little bit.
Yeah, but then what happened?
Oh, they called an ass whooping now.
Okay.
They're always going to catch. They're not good. It doesn't matter who's coaching them. They don't have enough talent. They are not good enough right now. Yeah. They just aren't. So maybe he comes in, breathes, so that when you're not good, you can get down and it can be depressing to be there, and that stops you from learning, which stops you from growing. He might be able to keep things fun, keep things light, and continue to allow the growth that they need to happen, particularly from the quarterback position. Like, that's what you don't want. You don't want a loser, depressive mentality to set into your first round, number 1 overall draft pick quarterback. So bring somebody in who's going to keep it light and fun for him, running around on the stadiums and stuff. Does that keep it entertaining, keep him wanting to learn and grow? And you're good to go there. So maybe, but they're not going to win.
Yeah.
They're not going to win games.
Cam had another one of those, like, Will Levis tribute plays. But I saw someone point out that I thought was incredibly relevant, because you're playing against the Patriots, who have Drake May, who has ascended to this point of giving you belief that the Patriots are competitive this year, and they've been competitive. Drake May had 16 turnovers in 12 starts as a rookie. And Cam Ward is going through similar growing pains. He plays for a bad team that fired its coach in the middle of the season, that is not built from a position of support. And so, yes, keeping him as motivated, as growth-focused as possible in what will continue to be a disappointing year is the most important thing for Cam Ward. But for the people who are saying that Cam Ward is a bust, that's just not true. You don't know what Cam Ward is, and you will not know until you have a next season to build upon from Cam Ward's standpoint. This might be uncomfortable to admit, but Daniel Jones is rising in MVP odds. That's my third play.
Oh, that's the uncomfortable thing to admit?
Oh, you don't want to start with me.
Is that the uncomfortable thing to admit?
Let's start with Daniel Jones from the Colts-Chargers game, and then we can get to the other side. But this pass to Alec Pierce on 3rd and 17 was such a beautiful ball. It made me think, damn, that was Daniel Jones? That was Danny Dimes? That was Indiana Jones? The Colts have the highest scoring offense in the NFL. They're averaging more than 30 points a game. Jones was 23 of 34 for 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had 3 touchdowns. Tyler Warren has been a monster for them. The Colts are now 6-1. Their defense was excellent in the first half. They got shredded in the second half as Justin Herbert tried to stage a comeback for the Chargers. However, the Chargers defense was P-U-T-R-I-D, putrid, and thus the Colts won.
If that defense is better, if they've got some people up there who can protect Justin Herbert, if the run game is good, if there are some playmakers outside, Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback.
There are playmakers outside. It's all the other things that fail this man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I hear you, and I appreciate
that he is a top 5 quarterback. If he needs all of that, You shouldn't be paying this man all that damn money.
But what are you talking about? If he needs all of that, he still had over, what did he end up with? He had 452 total yards of offense, a career high 420 passing yards. The turnovers were killer. I'm not trying to rewrite the history of Herbert yesterday. The 2 picks in the first half, very, very bad. He's playing with, objectively, the worst offensive line in the NFL right now.
Stats. Blitzed 71 times, most in the NFL. Pressured 100 times, most in the NFL. Pressured on 40.8% of dropbacks, 3rd most. Sacked 17 times, 6th most. That's all coming from Twitter account LAFB Network.
And the sack on...
But if he needs an offensive line, you got to go get the offensive line, which means you don't pay him. You don't pay him. You need depth at offensive line, means you don't pay him all of that money. So you can take some of that money and go out there and get quality players on defense and get a bit more depth on the offensive line. And this is on nobody. This is on him just throwing the ball in the red zone
it
turnover.
Was bad. As you can read the tweet, it was his first time in his career having 2 red zone interceptions in the same game.
All those stats are great.
A unique
the only
experience for Justin Herbert.
Only stat that matters is, did you win or did you lose?
I agree.
You can tell
and
me
once
all
again,
all
the
this
defense
again.
that was one of the best in the NFL last season.
Pay them, and you can't pay them. You can't pay them if you're paying him all of that money.
What are you saying to the other quarterbacks who are paid that level of money?
What do you think Dalton Kincaid ranks amongst top receivers? They're like just receiving threat. Like, is Dalton Kincaid top 30 receiving threat in the NFL?
No.
Top 40? Top 50? And they still find a way to win games with Josh Allen. What I'm saying
bad example right now. They're struggling tremendously.
What I am saying is, if you're going to be paid like a Josh Allen, you got to be able to make do with not having quality at every single position.
Correct, but they need at least, they have quality at receiver, they have quality at quarterback, and they had quality, they had built a good team. Listen, it's just a fact of the matter. Their 2 most important offensive linemen got injured.
He's got to be able to play through that.
All right.
He does.
Tell me about your
Mahomes
vacation.
does.
Tell me about
Lamar
your vacation.
Jackson does.
I didn't get you here last
Joe
week when
Burrow
Justin Herbert
does.
led an incredible comeback, a game-winning drive. I
lost.
sat there watching
He's
Chargers Colts last night,
lost.
and I said, I have to come in tomorrow and listen to CJ talk hella shit about Justin Herbert.
He lost. My vacation was awesome. Went down to Orlando.
Tell me about your vacation.
Went to Orlando. Got pictures like we like to do. Nobody hates when we come back from vacation more than Jacob, because we just bombard him really in a really unorganized way with all of these pictures, which is like, Jacob, figure it out.
Number one.
There's the Walt Disney World sign.
There it is, the most magical
place on
Come
earth. I should have known that. And then we started on Monday. A week ago today, we went to Magic Kingdom. That was our first stop. It was awesome. So many good things. Of course, we get to the castle.
What's in the left-hand side of this picture?
Oh, that is a part of the car.
Okay.
That's a part of the car.
You drove.
You're driving in. No, I also didn't forget, because I never had to pay, because I went on somebody else's dime. It's like $35 a day to park.
Oh, it's insane.
Oh, my gosh. We can't figure out a way to help a brother out, Disney? But anyways, get to Magic Kingdom. And, of course, we started at Tiana's ride.
The new...
Yes.
What was formerly Splash Mountain, that is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
And it's great. It's still...
I've heard it's amazing.
I enjoyed Splash Mountain, but this is great also. And one of the cool things Disney does a really good job of, and Universal as well, like they know you're going to be waiting in line, so they give you a bunch of cool things to look at while you wait. And one of those was the family picture of Tiana, her mom, and her dad. Tortuga, I didn't know I would be stumbling into Jack Sparrow's spot, but went there. And so we started in the back, and we started with the ride we most wanted to do. We weren't able to get a pass for it. They do have fast passes. I meant to tell you that. They do. It's like another $290-something, $300. We didn't do that. We did the Lightning Lane, though, which gives you access to a limited number of rides, and you can just rotate on through them. So we did Tiana's ride, and then we did Pirates of the Caribbean as well. Yes.
Question: what's the song when you get to the end of the shoot on Tiana's ride?
Oh, they're just singing. I think it's just a song they made up just for the ride.
Oh, it's not from the movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I was hoping I was almost there.
No, it's not. Okay. That's not it. That's definitely. I would remember Almost There.
R.I.P.
It's just.
Zippity-doo-dah.
It's bright. It's vibrant. It's really, really fun. Okay. And the ride's all trying to tell a story. In this particular story, you're trying to help Princess Tiana find some musicians for her big party. We did Tron.
Okay.
And that's the ride. My wife hates roller coasters.
Oh, good start.
And got on Tron. That was a ride that we couldn't get with the lightning lane. Also, is it Magic Mountain? It's either Magic or Space Mountain. Space Mountain. Right next to it.
Yes.
It was closed.
Oh, Space Mountain's closed?
They were working on something. Something that went around. I did ride it. But at the time we got over there, it was closed.
You're in Tomorrowland. You can only do Tron.
That made the Tron line about an hour and a half. And it was worth it. They do a good job of leaving you. This is a picture from Tomorrowland. I think this is Buzz Lightyear's ride up at the top, and got a cool picture of the castle from a different angle. But they do a good job, I think, of pitting the big ride side by side so that, hey, this line is going to be long. This line, let's give people something else to do over here. And the Tron ride, they also do a good job of leaving you wanting more. That ride could have been a little longer. I wanted more of the Tron.
You're on
ride.
like a bike, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got a video. I don't think I sent it here. If I did, Jacob, you can run it. If not, you can go to the next part. But I've got a video that I'll post on social media to show you the twist.
Oh, now we're in Epcot.
We did Epcot on Thursday, Food and Wine Festival going on, and I ate a bunch of stuff. All the stuff I need, I got it.
Best thing you ate?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was just consuming things.
Do you know what country it came from?
There was they have this like cheese thing going on right now where they're just asking you to like go around and eat all of these cheeses. And this was one of the cheese dishes and it stunk. It was so good though. So good. And if you eat all of the cheeses, you get a cool little dessert at the end of it.
Congrats.
So there's Nemo and Dory and Marlin and whatnot. Brazil. Oh, that's the mountain from Moana. They had a wonderful water exhibit. Like, hey, this is how this is the water cycle type thing. That's a cheesecake from Hawaii. We did do Guardians of the Galaxy there.
Okay.
Incredible.
Oh.
My favorite ride.
Oh.
This is the Brazil food. So it was like bread fried with cheese in the middle. Guardians is a roller coaster ride.
Yes.
That plays music. Think rock and roller coaster.
But with
songs from the 80s. And it changes depending on the day and the time that you go.
Okay.
So it's like 6 songs that they rotate through, and everybody gets a different song.
That's cool.
We got Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, how fun.
We got September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Did you do Test Track?
I did not do Test Track. The line was too long.
That used to be my favorite.
The line was too long. Guardians was incredible.
Worth it. Awesome.
Worth it. And again, find the ride that you want to do the most. Get there. We got there like 30 minutes, 45 minutes before every park opened. And we were like, okay, these are the rides we want to do. We're going to go do those first. We were in line for Guardians, and the wait was 30 minutes. We got there right when it opened. By the time we got done with the ride, it took us about 45 minutes, 50 minutes to get through the line. By the time we got done with it, the wait was like an hour and a half.
Okay.
So go ahead and knock that out immediately. So, Jacob, we got to Wednesday. We did Epcot Thursday. We did Universal on Wednesday.
Okay.
And that's
so
where
you broke up your Disney parks with
we shouldn't
Universal.
have. We should have just done 4 parks with a rest day on Wednesday. Because I'm walking around with Byron Leftwich out there. I'm carrying her up and down the field. And it's like, yo, she's on a bum leg.
Okay.
She's not going to make it. So we get to Universal, and we do, on Wednesday, Harry Potter World. We go to Universal Studios. We don't do the other parks, the Epic Adventure.
Okay.
Like that was too much for us. But we did do Universal. Walking to Harry Potter World, Simpsons are there.
Yes.
So see Bart, Marge, Lisa, and Homer. See a bunch of them. See the Quickie Mart. See everything. And then we get to Diagon Alley. And it is literally an alley. And so you can walk right past it if you're not paying attention. You dart into it, though, and there's the dragon, and the dragon breathes fire. So here, advice for the people who want to hear the dragon, you got to pay attention. When the dragon starts to rumble and roar, you got roughly 10 to 15 seconds to get outside before the fireball shoots out of there. The wife bought a wand.
Hell yeah.
And she was running around doing wand stuff. We did ride Escape from Gringotts.
Okay.
Which was also great.
Okay.
That's
the one where like the pre-ride is crazy, right? Like you go through the whole Gringotts Bank.
Yes.
Is there also an Escape from Hogwarts?
Yes, that's someplace else, though.
Okay.
That's someplace else. Go back to that.
That's in the secondary park that you have to pay for to get into, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Islands
you can
of
take
Adventure.
you can take a train back and forth,
Yes.
but you have to pay
You
to
can
do
take
that.
the
and then
Hogwarts
get the park.
Express. Yes. Okay.
This sign right before you get on the Gringotts, somewhere it says, "Hey, if you got any prosthetic limbs, secure them because you're gonna lose them. You like your leg, keep hold to it. You like your arm, hold on tight because this ride is gonna take you all over the place, baby." And it was great. It was a whole lot of fun. It was a good time. Really enjoyed being at. But again, walking around with Byron Leftwich, we didn't get to do everything.
I hope your wife is not watching.
I hope
the
she
show
is.
And hearing you call
She
her
has
Byron
she has no clue who Byron Leftwich is. 1, 2. Byron Leftwich went out there and put his heart and his soul and his knees on the line.
She tried her best.
She tried. She tried. And that would make me one of the fat ass offensive linemen carrying this man up and down the field. We also rode the Transformers ride there.
Okay.
And we did the Fast and Furious ride before. I was like, oh, I'm throwing in the towel. We got to go.
Cool.
So those were good rides as well.
I like Universal.
That was my first time going.
Cool.
That was my first time going. It was good.
I always go on the lame ET ride.
Is ET in Universal Studios or is that in one of the other parks?
It used to be in Universal Studios.
It might still be, and we just
It's in the
didn't get a
back.
chance.
It's hidden. No one's looking for it. You get on a bike. They have your name, and at the end, he says, "Thank you, Jessica." Okay, so you also went to Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios,
which is my favorite park.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Oddly enough, we didn't see characters at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that's weird.
We saw like the stepsisters were walking around, and I think Chip and Dale might have been walking around as well.
I feel like they put them in places where you have to wait in line to get to them now.
Yes.
More than.
And that might be, we were trying to figure it out. Go back to that Villains for me real quick,
My
Jacob.
favorite show.
I think that, Disney caught some flack once upon a time for the treatment of the cast members.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's the same number of them or if they're being more strategic about how they utilize them now. But the characters were out and about at Hollywood Studios and it was great. This was our favorite show, the Villain show. Cool. And so it reminded me a lot. I can't believe I'm able to make this reference. You're going to be so proud. It reminded me a lot of Six.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Bright.
Wow.
Poppy little bop songs. And at the end, you're supposed to vote on who you think is the most aggrieved party. So that is there, but they do a great job here of throwing up villains who I had forgotten entirely about up there. So Shere Khan is up there. You got the big bad wolf, Ursula, obviously. I can't even remember what movie this little fox dude is from.
Pinocchio.
But it's
the one who turns him into an ass.
That is good point. So they do a great job there of bringing in all of the villains in some sort of a way, led by, of course, the magic mirror on the wall.
Fun.
Then you can go to Beauty and the Beast. This was another good
That show has been there since the early 2000s.
And it's not, Beauty
it's
and
a
the Beast?
banger. Yes.
It's not going anywhere.
No.
Although, I had this thought, and I was talking to my mom about it. There's enough post-Renaissance Disney stuff and pre-Renaissance Disney stuff for you to almost be able to, not almost, you can definitely split it and say, hey, Disney Renaissance and before, they can get their own park now. And you can allow characters like Coco
that'd be fun.
and Maribel and Raya and
Frozen
the
even,
Incredibles. Frozen, absolutely, right? You can allow them the run of Magic Kingdom and give everything else, the Herculeses and the Lion Kings and the Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaids and them. You give them their own little thing. Cool. But that show was great. It's awesome. Also, when did the Star Wars ride, another ride that wasn't up and running.
How long did you wait?
It wasn't all day. It wasn't running when we first got there.
It's been that way since it opened. It closes for insane periods of time.
And so right when we got there, it was closed. We went and did a bunch of other stuff. It looked up, it was open. It was about an hour and a half wait. And so this is a picture of the stormtroopers. I'm not going to show too much other than that because that's just cool. that I had to get a picture of the rock and roller coaster
I can't believe you got to go on it one last time.
boy, and it's still I'm riding
Make
it. I'll
a
post
super stretch.
on what a dumb thing to say. I'll post some pictures from the rides on my Instagram. But at one point, the wife was like, I'm done riding roller coasters. We're not doing that anymore. So I'm riding with some random dude from Iowa, and we're talking.
Did you at least get to go in the singles line?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it so easy.
Yeah, so at one point, I'm talking to the dude from Iowa, and we get on the ride. And so after the first loop-de-loop, I think we might be going through a second loop-de-loop. And I just turned to him and was like, yo, why would you ever get rid of this ride? This
great
ride
question.
is great. But after riding Guardians, you can do, I see what they may be wanting to do. You get a rotation of artists to come through and songs from a certain period. Like you can make it's nostalgia, sure. And this is a part of the nostalgia park also, the idea that I had. You could just move that ride over to the nostalgia park
in
and
Nostalgia Land
and do a different ride here. So in Disney, I'm giving you free game, baby.
They can use the nostalgia creature from Inside Out too. Like the mood.
Yes.
And you could put nostalgia as like the entrance.
Jessica,
we can make this whole thing
Come
work.
on.
Because
Disney, we're giving you ideas, dog.
Did you do Tower of Terror?
Oh, yeah.
So, and in California, that's now Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
But they've kept Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith and Tower of Terror with the Twilight Zone. And those two rides, I kid you not, when I did my little summer performing group there, me and my friend Ensley would go back and forth between Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, and we would see how many times every year we could do it. And I don't think it's fake. We made it like 14 times.
Get out of here.
Which was stupid. I love those rides so much.
Oh. So then we went to Disney Animal Kingdom. This is the last park that we went to. Really good stuff, fun. Saw some gorillas get into a fight, which is awesome. Timon, Simba, Pumbaa, they were there. Saw the Lion King show. That was awesome. This is Pandora.
Very cool.
This is Avatar. The Blue People, not Last Airbender. This is that ride, and it is awesome. The other thing Disney does a really good job of, speaking of Blue People, they give you things to do in line on the Disney Play app. So my favorite, what I said Hollywood Studios was my favorite park, and it wasn't. It was close. They're all awesome.
Okay.
It was Epcot because I was able to run around Epcot on a bit of a DuckTales scavenger hunt, and cool things happen when you complete the scavenger hunt.
Smart.
And so, like at one point, somebody is flying down from the ceiling. And if you're not doing the scavenger hunt, you're just inside the establishment. You're like, oh, that's cool. I wonder why that thing is flying down there. It's like, it's because of me. I'm making it do that. So that's real fun. But that ride, Avatar, was a really good ride.
Did you do any other rides at Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, I did.
Everest?
I did do Everest. I feel like it's changed. It used to, and correct me if I'm wrong, you used to do all the dips and twists and turns,
backwards.
and then you go backwards through all the dips and twists and turns. It has changed. It is, you get to the ending point, and then it takes you back some, and then it takes you forward the rest of the way.
I swear it was the whole.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Mandela effect.
I thought it was the whole ride was twists and turns backwards, but it was still fun. Still a great ride.
Yeah.
Did have a lightning lane pass for that. That would be my advice for people. Do the lightning lane.
Okay.
That's like $35 or less a day. You can book up to 3 at a time.
Okay.
And once you get rid of one, you can try and book another one.
But I assume the big rides are already.
But you can't get on.
You're out.
But if you get there early enough, you just go straight to the big ride.
And then keep your lightning lanes.
And keep your lightning lanes. Go straight to the big ride. You'll have a bit of a wait, but it won't be near as long as it would have been at 11.
Did you have a favorite attraction?
Favorite attraction? Oh man, they were all great. Saw Optimus Prime. Like a big old Optimus Prime in Universal. That was awesome. I enjoyed the mountain from Moana as well. Tree of Life always hits in a special way when you walk through. So those were some of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you go back?
Would I, if money was no object?
If money was no object, would you go back to Disney and or Universal?
Yeah. But
I agree.
Money.
Is
time,
an object.
All of that is an object.
Well, we're happy to have you back. The show worked. The rundown's back. you're bringing optimism and light to this whole situation. And, you know, the show just got dreary without you. All of us negative Nancy's over here. We missed our positive Patty. Now back from a strip. That's what they call you. Just Optimist CJ over here. We will see if we get any news today from the Grizzlies. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. Mike Wallace will join us. We'll catch up with him. Maybe go through some of the options for the Grizzlies as they face the latest rounds of injuries, looking ahead to the season. We'll do some season predictions because the NBA season tips off tomorrow. We'll give our picks for Western Conference, Eastern Conference, go through all that good stuff. I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
I can't tell you how good that Guardians of the Galaxy ride is, though. If time and money were no object, I'd go back just to ride that one. Just ride that one once. That Guardians of the Galaxy ride is, though. If time and money were no object, I'd go back just to ride that.